Let's take this glorious gospel that we live from the neighborhood to the nation.
We barrier breaker.
A barrier breaker.
For the children of Israel, when we talked about them on last week, and when we talked about Moses, God told Moses in that 15th verse, first stop crying to me. He said, and stretch your hand over the sea, and I'm going to divide it. Tell my people to go forward. Somebody say go forward.
Go forward.
Now, if the Red Sea was there and they couldn't cross, the Red Sea was what? A barrier. And the challenge to Moses and the children of Israel were to be barrier breakers. A barrier is something that prevents passage or access. Something that prevents passage or access. A barrier is something that obstructs or impedes. A barrier is something that is set in place to keep you from passing. A barrier is something that is set in place to keep you from progress. And God has called his people to progress. God has called us to what?
Progress.
He's called us to move forward. But a lot of times the things that stop us are barriers.
That's right.
Now, while we have the ability to be barrier breakers, not everyone will choose to be a barrier breaker. Because a barrier breaker is one who is going to step up to the challenge and defy. To do this city, and they had been gathering, and so those who worked for the system moved in front of them and said, "You're not going any further." So they said, "We're going to sit right here until we have progress." Because progress isn't always movement. Sometimes progress is being still. So they said, "We're going to sit here until we have progress." They sat there so long until one of the guards decided they had been there long enough. So he took a big pepper spray can, and they're still showing it today. He took a big pepper spray can, and he shook it up and just started walking down the line and spraying everybody. Allow what was positioned to stop them from gaining their access and their progress.
Yes.
We must stop allowing the enemy to stop us whenever we get a little progress.
That's right.
I'm going to talk to you just a few moments about some barrier breakers. Mark 5:25-34, the woman with the issue of blood.
Oh, yes.
You see, if you're going to be a barrier breaker, you've got to know what your barriers are.